So maybe we should can we just introduce ourselves in the kind of recorder, okay? I'm Adam Bulfords, the founder of Men's Rights Community, and just general kind of men's advocate. Me, Jack, Fiona.
Fiona Teasdale, chairman of the Blaydon Shed.
I'm Liz Twist, member of Parliament for Blaydon.
And I'm Kathryn, Ferdinand, Blaydon Councillor.
Yeah. It's interesting, this whole kind of topic of suicide. I've just written this thing up just to start off. Right. In 2015, about 1,500 women in this country died by suicide, and about 4,500 men. To put that into perspective, one Titanic full of women is sinking every single year, and 3 Titanics full of men. In this country, for every 1 woman who dies by suicide, there's 3 men dying of suicide, and nobody seems to care about that disparity, which is sort of the problem. Just like the Titanic, it's women and children first. Men are the highest risk demographic to suicide, yet as far as government policy is concerned, they don't need tailored approaches, while nearly every other group, both high and small risk, do. So you have the children and young people, users of drug, users of alcohol, what's the word? Perinatal mental.
Perinatal, yeah.
Yeah, perinatal mental health. So people before and after childbirth.
Yeah.
People in receipt of employment benefits, ethnic minorities, sexuality, gay, lesbian, trans. All of these are both high and risk groups. With government policy, they have tailored kind of treatments to suicide prevention. Men are the highest risk demographic, and they have 0 kind of tailored treatment. Both culturally and politically, people are treating men dying of suicide as the problem in and of itself, as opposed to the symptom of the problems that lead men to suicide.
Yeah.
You can see examples of that in government every day, yet we are so used to this that we don't even see it. It's just the status quo. In 2015, when MP Philip Davis merely requested a parliamentary debate on men's issues on International Men's Day, something Parliament had been doing for women on International Women's Day for a very long time now, MP Jess Phillips outright laughed at the notion, claiming, "It seems to me like every day is International Men's Day. When women in these buildings have parity, you can have your debate." There were no formal consequences for her inflammatory remarks, for such language is deemed acceptable in the mainstream as long as you're only talking about men. When he finally got the debate for International Men's Day in 2016, the debate was almost entirely about suicide, yet it was mostly revolving around men not asking for help, instead of actually addressing the underlying causes. Davies also claims that numerous MPs, both Labour and Conservative alike, agree with him with what he is saying behind closed doors. Yet only one other will openly voice these things in Parliament for fear of their careers. Men taking their own lives is being treated as an issue, as opposed to being a culmination of the issues men are dealing with and having no way out. Or in other words, men are being victim blamed for killing themselves. And I think that is that's the best kind of roundup of I could do to just kind of open that kind of thing. So.
Okay, so this is Liz here. So we've been talking earlier, and I've shared with you that I'm a Samaritan's volunteer, and I think that's something that's really important. So I'm very much aware of the demographics and how too many men are dying by taking their own lives unnecessarily, and it's something we have to approach. And Samaritans has actually produced a report, I don't know if you've seen it, Dying from Inequality, which actually looks at some of the root causes of why not just men, but obviously a lot of men in there are taking their own lives. And it's all about poverty and lack of access to services and help. It's not just about how people feel. You know, things happen to people that make them feel that way.
Yeah.
And we have to tackle the root causes. So I think we do seriously have to have a look at what we can do and get the government to address some of those causes. And one of my priorities as your new MP, is going to be to take those things forward, because we see in our communities here the impact that it's having on them.
Very much so.
So I've already asked Jeremy Hunt what he's going to do about that report, Dying from Inequality.
Well, I'm really glad that you're on board with that whole thing.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with the whole kind of violence against women and girls kind of section of government where, like, crimes such as rape, domestic violence, you know, things that are just categorised as women crimes. According to the 2015 report, 30% of the victims of what is categorised as violence against women and girls were actually men and boys.
Right.
And it does seem like a kind of exclusion in a way. So I mean, there's all these like little things that are going on in government that, you know, could be addressed. And it does seem
The problem is these men are feeling completely ignored.
Yeah.
That's the top and bottom of it. These men don't feel like there's anywhere to turn where they're being taken seriously.
Yeah.
And nobody seems to want to talk about it openly.
Yeah. And that's why it's really important that you've got places like the men's shed here
Yeah,
and other sheds that are setting up,
definitely.
which is a place where people can go and first of all share what's happening to them,
Yeah,
but also get
exactly.
practical support.
yeah.
Practical and emotional support.
That's something we
But
need
what
to
they're
push
doing
for.
to be able to raise those issues.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the problem with the sheds. I know up here we've only sort of 3 or 4 in this area, well, in the region sort of thing, and we are desperately lacking in support from the Shed Association itself. And I mean, I'd say financially we are just struggling. We're really struggling.
Yeah.
And we need to be open to be able to provide these men the support they need.
Yeah.
And we need to help change the faces of sheds and get rid of this idea that they're just for old men.
Can I just add something as well? It's Kathryn speaking here. We were talking earlier on before you came in, Liz, that the age group here is 18 to whenever really.
There should be 2 sheets.
Dean.
Yeah, just that basically we're looking at ages from 18 over because of CRB checks. It would be very expensive, as we know,
Yeah.
to actually look at any other way. But one of the things that came up earlier was that obviously the problem doesn't start at 18, the problem starts again, as we would know.
Yeah.
And there seems to be something that needs to be tackled either through schools or some other way to tackle the problem when, as we know, when children are very young. That's the time when it needs to be sorted out. So I don't know if that's something that you sort of have brought up or that you've connected with when you're down there, but it's obviously something we need to bring up.
Yeah. It's a really complex issue, isn't it? We know from our work on the council, Kathryn, that actually lots of problems start when people are children.
Yeah.
And you know, those problems go back generations because of the lives people have lived themselves, but they need to be worked on. So it's really important that, you know, councils and other organisations get the funding to provide those early intervention services to recognise the problems and stop them kind of escalating. But it's equally important that we have organisations like this that
To treat
are
the guys who are
actually
men now and are
talking-
suffering.
Yeah, that's right. They're talking to people, enabling people to come forward.
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
And talk about what's happening and try and break the cycle.
Yeah,
You know, so
that's
I
vital.
think that's really good.
I think as well, possibly not what you want to sort of be sitting recording here, but I do think now that we're aware of it and funding, we will try our best to get some sort of
Bless you.
funding
Thank
for
you.
you. But with
Really
regards to
appreciate the
policy, I
effort.
think that's you would chase that up.
Yeah. Obviously, very happy to keep working with you on policy
Thank
areas.
you. I really appreciate
So
it.
many things to do. We've got to kind of work it into
Yes, it's a
bite-sized
big
chunks.
job, admittedly, yeah.
But I think
It's a
we're making
mountain.
a start on
I do,
looking at
yeah.
that kind of tackling the issues around.
And can I just
why
say we are
people take
absolutely
their life.
grateful to you both for getting involved and for giving us this opportunity. It means the world to us. It
I
really
think
does.
it's like we said right at the beginning, though,
Really
it's about
does.
community, isn't it?
Yeah.
Whatever you do here spreads out and it's only got to better the community.
That's it.
Yeah.
I think
That's what we
I think one of the mottos that we use in our men's group is that, you know, create the change that you want to see,
Yeah.
rather than just demand somebody else do it.
Yeah, exactly. We all want to be. Yeah, we do exactly. Adam's hit the nail on the head. We don't want to be saying, okay, it's your fault for not changing these policies, and it's your it's your fault. We want to be a part of it. We want to help make the changes. We don't want to put the blame on one person or one set of government or we don't, it's not about that. We all want to help and we all want to make it.
And it's got to be done at every level, every person
Exactly.
doing their bit.
That's it.
And the bits that you do here will help to raise the issues higher up the agenda in other places as well.
Yeah.
So I think that's really a positive approach.
Well, I mean, it's definitely very true. I mean, when kind of you start these kind of grassroots things and you get men to just start asking, well, hang on a second, we do have like these issues.
Yeah.
Slowly over a period of time, you are. I mean, it's not much, but slowly you are. As time goes on, more and more you're seeing government bring up these kind of policies of discrimination from law and policy. So it's not anything that's happening overnight, but you are seeing that slow.
But small steps are taking place, and we appreciate that.
It's about recognising every person as an individual, I think.
That's it, exactly.
And that's exactly why, policies like the Istanbul Convention, it's just like it's genderising a non-gender issue.
Right.
And it's kind of like, we have to start seeing people as human beings rather than just like, oh, well, this group is an oppressor, this is an oppressor. Like, no, that's
exactly.
not how these
We're all
works.
human beings.
I think that's a really good point, and I also, just listening to people talking, it makes us realise how far the help is needed, because basically what you were saying is that there is attention paid to women in other groups, and there is, but only 2 months ago at council we were talking, we brought a motion forward about a government change whereby if a woman is a victim of domestic abuse, they're proposing she pays her GP for a medical certificate. So if it's that bad there, how much worse must it be for men at the minute?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I think
that's
it's unbelievable, isn't it?
Well, I mean, as far as the government is concerned, I mean, it's not outright said. It's not outright said, but I mean, it's both in the official government policy to domestic violence in this country, not just the EU, but actual internally, is called the Violence Against Women and Girls Action Plan. That's the broad policy.
So they're making an agenda, I think is what it is.
Exactly.
And I think, I'm going to be a bit controversial here, because I think that the reason that has happened is that so many women and young people, because of the way the state is set up, the way the whole social system has been set up over centuries, has meant that a lot of women have faced those issues, and that's needed to be addressed, and that's good that that's addressed. But it's also right that
it's maybe time to change it.
And address
I mean, nobody really looks into these statistics going. I mean, they say that one in 3 women will be a victim of domestic abuse at some point in their life, and it's 1 in 4 men. Nobody pays attention to that. It's just it's a complete moot point. It's just like men being abused, man up.
I think it's about seeing everyone as an individual, as a person, with the right to be treated decently and properly, and to be safe, and to have a fulfilling life.
And nobody should ever feel that they're not being believed or taken seriously, no matter what gender.
That's really
under the Istanbul Convention, which is the EU's equivalent of these kind of these laws in regards to ending domestic violence. I think the full name of it is, I can't remember, but it's called the Istanbul Convention, but it's basically the violence against women and girls sort of thing. In it, in section 4.3, it outright says that any measures and provisions that are necessary to end violence against women will not be considered discrimination against men. So essentially, it's not about ending domestic violence. It's primarily just ending domestic violence against women, even if it means discriminating against men. And that is a very serious issue.
Well, I'm not sufficiently familiar with the convention to say whether that perception's right or wrong. For me, it's just about treating people as human beings, and there has been a historic problem that's needed to be addressed, and that's really positive. But we need to see everyone as a human being. And
why not in the past, though, in the present, this legislation in this day and age, it doesn't fit it doesn't fit the environment we're living in.
It's not adequate anymore. Really that's isn't it? That's pretty much what it is.
There'll be parts of the world where domestic abuse against women is definitely more prevalent.
Yes. So, exactly.
But what you're saying is it doesn't fit every scenario.
Exactly. It's not one size fits all.
I can, in the short term, make a difference in changing conventions and international conventions. But what I can do is work with you.
Exactly. That's what's important. That's what matters.
And if that involves raising some issues nationally as well, then I will do. But I want to do whatever I can to help.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That means a great deal to us. Yeah, absolutely, both of you. I mean, it's just it's a gift from the gods for us, really. Thank you.
And I'm only upstairs, so you can always...
Exactly, we can just pop up. You
You
can pop down for scones.
Yeah.
Anytime.
So are you here all the time, Adam, or are you...
Well, I live in Cumbria, so I come down every few weeks.
Yeah.
Every 2 weeks.
I tried to contact my local mentor because there is one in Bower in Furness,
Yeah.
but it's I think it's an over 50 or so. It's from Age
Yeah.
UK, and
Yeah.
it's not really.
It's the problem with a lot of them.
Yeah.
I think we could help make a lot more difference if we took the age out of it and we just
Yeah,
had a broad
exactly.
spectrum, because it wouldn't
Yeah.
just help
It's
all
a problem
men
with a
across
lot of
the
sheds.
stage, but it also help the older men working with the younger men. I think. So.
A lot of sheds have got that.
Yeah,
age
and
60
it's quite a
plus,
young age profile for men in that risk category as well, isn't it?
Exactly, that's it. It excludes them, and it's, to me, the sheds shouldn't be about that. They should be, inclusive. And they're missing a lot of, important issues, I think.
So you said that your wish would be to extend your opening hours, basically. What
Yeah.
would it take to do that?
As much as I feel awful saying it, probably money.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't cover our expenses at the moment. So my husband is got his 2 days off. He works full time, and
Yeah.
both of his days off are spent here with me running this place. And when we have shortfalls in the bills, it comes out of our pockets. That's the top and bottom of it. I know it shouldn't be that way, but what choice do we have? It's either that or shut the place.
Yeah.
So yeah, we basically just need funding. We need help to cover volunteer sort of travel expenses,
Yeah.
and get to pay a couple of session workers, because we need somebody here who can be in charge permanently, and then one other person to help run other sessions. So that's really
So
what
the
we
problem
need.
you always find with funding is you can get money for practical stuff or
Yes,
for a project,
yeah, but we're struggling to get money
but
for
it's the running cost that you've
yeah
got
for the staff. Yeah, that's what we need.
yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
biggest issue we're having right now, and advertising, of course, which is where Scott recommended
Yeah, definitely.
the was it the council fund? Yeah,
So it's not very helpful if nobody knows about it.
Yeah, exactly.
exactly.
I was
Yeah,
just saying, Liz, before we came in, I'm like you, I'm on my own, and DIY is not a skill that I've got. And at times I've been so frustrated because I couldn't do things, and I thought, there's nobody here to help. And I was looking on the website, and they do DIY for women on Tuesdays and Fridays.
Yeah.
Right on my doorstep.
Uh-huh.
And we'll get the DIY store at the new shop and
Yeah.
the expansion to the
we
shop.
are here. Yeah,
So I think this is all good news.
it's destiny. That's what it is.
You
Yeah,
should have seen
destiny.
me trying to re-roof my shed. I did it,
Oh,
honestly.
bless you! I couldn't do that. I could not do
Let me
that.
tell you what happened. I did it. I only sort of put this sort of covering on the top, tacked it down, and apparently you're not supposed to tack the roof. You're supposed to tack it
Oh, I didn't know
at
that.
the bottom.
See, I didn't
And
know
I was
that.
standing in it that night looking through my kitchen window at the shed, and I was thinking, look at that, I did that myself.
Yeah.
The next day, we'd had wind and rain over the night, and I'd blown off.
Oh no! Oh,
And then I got
bless
told
you!
you're not supposed to tack it mid-roof anyway.
Oh
so-
no!
So I
Well, I
could've
wouldn't have
done
known that, to
something
be fair.
else.
So
Well, I
yeah.
tried.
Yeah.
Well, at least you can say that.
I did,
Exactly.
yeah.
Too right.
And
Yeah.
I got wrong off my neighbour for being on a ladder on my own, and then the other neighbour.
Oh,
That's
no.
the best.
Yeah, it's a struggle sometimes, isn't it?
Oh no! Well, now you know where to come anyway.
I do, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And we always have free
I used to
drinks
my
and
dad
snacks.
come and visit and do all these things, but my dad's
Oh.
my dad died a few years ago,
Oh,
and,
bless him.
and he wasn't able to travel over and do that kind of
Yeah.
stuff anyway. For him.
Oh.
But yes, I know we take family for granted, don't we?
Yeah. Well, I don't have any family now, so yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's one of those things, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
But yes, you're very welcome to join us. We
I
always
think I'll
have
be popping
lots.
down
There's
on
always
Fridays.
tea on tap and lots of scones and snacks and yeah, all covered. And that's it. The women have gone from being able to not hammer nails in,
Yeah.
and I mean that they
Yeah.
generally could not hammer nails in. We were a little scared about one, but she got over it. And now they're making like bird houses. They're making one bought a fruit crate, and she's made it into a storage stool. It's casters on. It's all padded or upholstered.
It's just
and
nice
it's
to have
amazing.
that
It
independence
was
to
phenomenal.
do it on your own.
That's
Yeah,
it,
do it,
exactly.
yeah.
It's the confidence as well, isn't it?
is, yeah.
You know, it's like you can have the skills, but if the confidence isn't there. But yeah, we
Yeah.
definitely cover all that.
I mean, as I said, like it's the kind of learned helplessness. Like over the time, in the old days, you used to just maintain and make everything yourself, and these
Yeah.
days it's just something breaks, go to the store, buy a new one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. That's
Although
exactly
you
me.
can't exactly just oh my house.
I'll do that.
You know, there's a crack in the bathroom. I'll just go down the store and buy a new house.
Yeah.
Well, Dean's banned from DIY in our house. He leaned against the wall and went through the bathroom wall. It was like, oh god! And he tried to fill the hole in, and it just went like that.
Oh no.
So I was the one that had to sand it all down, and I was like, oh god,
So
replaster
you
it.
do the DIY and he makes the scones.
Yeah, that's it. Yep, it's a good division of labour.
That's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Works for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you definitely have to come down more, and you know,
I will.
yeah,
Yeah.
we've got a thriving DIY class now. It's going very well.
I'll
And all the different levels as well. And people think, oh, if I've missed the course, I can't join so far. So it's not that. Everybody does at their own
Yeah.
pace and their own speed. Same with the men. So it's all
Yeah.
very casual.
Yeah. Yeah.
But,
We'll do,
yeah.
and we'll try and get this meeting arranged in August then with Scott.
Yeah,
That'd be
sounds
really
good.
A
He's
good
actually coming down this
opportunity.
afternoon.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's. I've got some more. We're working on the business plan at the moment.
Right.
Oh yeah.
So he's putting me through my
Well,
paces
if you
about it.
mention that to him, and I'll
Yeah,
give
will
him a ring
do.
when I get back.
And we'll try and tie it in with a daily order.
Hmm.
So he's down every 2 weeks. So I'm,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we could arrange it
It
around
shouldn't be-
your down.
Shouldn't be too difficult.
Yeah,
Mm.
we can arrange it. Fantastic. Honestly, I'm so grateful. I really
Oh,
am
you're
just so
welcome.
grateful for you guys
And
coming
if,
down.
you know, if a few of you want to come
And this is really positive. And
for a trip sometime, we can
oh, that would be amazing. Yeah,
walk around.
really.
Yeah.
Can I come? Because I've never
Yeah.
been.
Yeah, we'll all go road trip. Do you fancy?
Can do.
That would be amazing. Yeah. Yeah, we could ask some of the guys from our group to come as well. We'd probably jump at the chance. That would be brilliant. Yeah, that would be
You need
lovely.
to plan a
Thank
bit in
you.
advance because tickets
Yes.
to the gallery are quite for tours because you'd want to do the formal tour.
Yeah,
Um,
that sounds great,
needs to
doesn't
be
it?
booked in advance, but Helen does
That'd
all
be
that
good.
anyway.
Oh, we'll have a chat. Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be excellent. That'd be a nice little jaunt out, wouldn't it? Yeah, that'd be lovely. Yeah. I feel really positive about this. I think
Good.
this is really good. I think
Yeah.
we'll definitely move forward with this. And
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you have to take your victories where you can find them.
Exactly.
You
Now,
know,
this is a really positive
you know,
step.
Rome wasn't built in a day.
No.
Exactly.
So.
No.
Probably a good 3 or 4 days
Got
at
to
least.
keep going.
Yeah, we will definitely.
Yeah, it is sometimes just little steps, isn't it?
Exactly. And we're just ridiculously proud of you guys as well. You're doing a great job.
Well, it's, to be
Keep
honest, I
plugging
mean,
away.
we do what we do, but there's a lot of people
Yeah.
like yourselves, a lot of people,
Yeah.
residents groups and everything, people, you know, trying to save parks, and I think a lot more people are pulling it. To be honest, just thinking about that, what we're saying about the community, in some ways falling apart, in some ways actually are coming together because
Yeah.
it's groups like this. We've
Yeah.
got like people trying
That's
to
it.
keep the parks open, you
Mhm.
know, and we kind of can dip in and out with that with funding or even volunteering ourselves as and when we can. But it's a collective thing, isn't it?
It is, yeah. At the end of the day, we all want the same thing.
Yeah.
We all want a better society
community.
and a better community.
Yeah.
People
And
to be
that's
happier.
and I think that you can get caught up in the blaming and they're not doing their job and it doesn't solve anything.
there's
does
no
it?
there's no such thing as a utopia, but there is such thing as, well, tomorrow can be slightly better than today.
Yeah.
If
It
we work
could be a lot
together.
better if we put a lot better into it.
Definitely, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can't solve everything, but we can make big improvements.
very true.
And hopefully we'll make those big changes as well.
Oh, we will. Yeah, we'll be right there behind you. We'll be right there behind you guys.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. Will we be able to apply for any money for advertising or not? Scott was
Well,
saying
this
there
is
might be.
part of the, this is part of the reason I came down today
Ah,
because
excellent.
Scott mentioned it. I mean, me and Malcolm were there, and you know, on the surface, we said it sounded good, and Scott seemed very supportive of it.
Oh, he's
But
been
I don't want to
amazing
say
help
this
us,
new
yeah.
thing, oh, it's a done deal when I go
Yeah, of
because
course,
obviously
yeah.
money's always, you know
Of
yourself,
course,
you've got to pay
definitely,
for it.
yeah.
But I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I'm sure Liz is feeling the same. I think what you're doing, it's benefiting everybody.
Yeah.
So if we can get the money, then I would be supportive of it.
Oh, brilliant.
So what kind of
Thank
thing are
you.
you thinking of doing?
Just to help with advertising, really. We just desperately need to get some publicity out there.
So like posters and
Yeah,
things
well,
like
mostly
that.
flyers, cards.
Well, if it's
leaflets
just
kind of
plain
thing,
black
yeah.
and white stuff, we can, from time to time, we can print stuff upstairs for you.
Excellent.
Oh, brilliant!
I mean,
Thank
just
you.
at the minute we're between changing.
Yes,
copies
yes,
and
it's a
stuff,
bit chaotic for
but
you
in
guys,
normal
yeah.
times,
Yeah. Oh, thank you. That'd be a
when we're
big
sorted
help.
out, we can do that kind of
Oh,
copy.
wow.
It's like a community
Thank you.
benefit thing, isn't it?
That'd be great. Thank you very
Yeah.
much. We'd appreciate that.
And the other thing we can do is, when we do newsletters and that. we can-
Yeah, absolutely. We used to do quarterly newsletters. The Blaydon councillors used to, but we really don't have a branch now because most of the people are older or have passed on, bless them. Although we are getting younger members coming
Yeah,
back.
you've got quite a lot of new members.
But we used to do a quarterly newsletter. But I think Malcolm's on the cabinet now and our work, and sometimes it's not always easy.
Yeah.
But when we do a newsletter, we'll talk about what's going on in the community.
Right.
So we could obviously do a piece on that.
Oh,
And
excellent.
the Winlayton councillors might
Yeah.
be happy to put something, because
Oh,
I know you drive from
brilliant.
Blaydon and
Yeah,
Winlayton.
that's right.
Yeah, that's it. That'd be
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Wow, thank you.
Yeah, it's no bother.
That's it. We just want as many men in the area, and women really to know about us, and just.
Yeah.
I mean, women have played a big part in supporting us and getting the word out, which has been amazing. They've all been, I'm trying to get my dad to come down, or I'm trying to get my brother out of the house to come down, and so that's really important too. And we greatly appreciate all their help and input, So we've just got to get the word out there.
And not to mention, it helps all around, whether it's men's issues or women's issues. What affects men affects women, what affects women affects men.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
ideally, if you want to improve these issues,
Yeah.
it does have to come from both sides. So, like, to help men, you don't just need the help from men, but you also need the help
Exactly.
from women, and vice versa. So it is a very important part.
We've
of it.
also been doing a bit of confidence building for women as well.
Oh, right, yeah.
As part of the DIY sessions, we've had a few women who've have sort of come to us and been very sort of, unsure of themselves and lacking in confidence. So we do a bit of, because I trained as a councillor, which comes in handy now and again.
Yeah.
So I've been doing a bit of sort of confidence building work with them, and it's we're seeing real results there as well. And they're all just local women as well.
Yeah.
So if I want this place to be a real hub for the community.
Yeah.
It is a men's shed, but via the men's shed we can do so much more for the community. So that's what we're trying to get out there.
Yeah. Bit of mutual support.
Exactly. Yeah, that's it. So yeah.
Clearly, people are coming in and coming back. So
Definitely,
there's no reason
yeah.
it couldn't expand.
Exactly.
We're
Well, we've got just over 40 members on our books now, men, and that's with very little advertising. It's all been sort of word of mouth and passing the word on that way, and Facebook.
Yeah, there's been quite a lot on Facebook.
Yes, I'm quite active on Facebook, constantly shouting about it. But I suppose you have to, don't you? Really?
Yeah.
It's a good way, though, isn't it? There's lots of.
And I
people
believe we've
using
just
it
had
now.
some more new men walk in off the street there, so that's.
Excellent.
We're seeing a big spike in that at the minute.
Really?
Yeah.
And funnily enough, always
a while.
in twos.
And strangely, always in twos. Yes.
Funnily enough, yeah.
It's very odd. Yes, they keep coming in
Perhaps it's
twos.
'cause you can see that things are happening at the front.
That could be it. Yeah, because we've done the railings up and stuff as well, haven't we? Yeah, and we're planning eventually to do the whole
Yeah.
side of the building, or both sides of the building, rather.
Yeah.
Get rid of that old blue paint.
Well, we're going to do some improvements upstairs.
We did say the railings should have been red.
Yeah.
I wanted red, but
Yeah.
just saying.
Yeah. We've still got a blue door. We're gonna
And
get
I
this
got my
one.
Labour Party membership card the other day, so I'm quite proud.
Very
Good
good.
lass.
Very
Very
excited.
good.
Quite proud of that. But yeah, it's, so we do want to get all the window frames and everything sorted out the back, because they're all rotten here.
Oh,
Our
right, because I
windows
think
dropped
the
to
church
bits.
replaced a lot a few years
Yeah,
ago.
they didn't do any of ours.
No, well, there was no one in here then, was there?
That's it, exactly. They were
So,
abandoned. So
yeah.
we're starting from scratch. Our window frames are all rotten away, so it's like it's not good. Oh, bless you, that's you.
Did you know there used to be a shed shop down here as well?
There still is.
Is he still there?
Oh yeah,
That's where we got our
it
shed.
causes quite a bit of confusion.
I bet it does.
We've had people walking in going sheds, and we're like, yeah, we're the Blaydon shed, and they're like, no sheds, and I'm like, oh, you mean next door? And then he gets people going saying, is this the
Yeah,
Blaydon
right.
shed? It's like, oh
Lots
no.
of people are walking into his shop,
He sells sheds.
Yeah, and they're just going, I just need someone to hang out.
And he's like, if you're not buying a shed, then go away. So So it's caused a bit of confusion. I think we need better signage outside. So yeah,
You know,
again, that money will pay for some nice signs.
You know, the thought that's only just occurred to me. One of the things you could start making in here is sheds.
I was thinking that when I came down, before I even came through the door, I was thinking about that.
That's something we could get the guys onto. Yeah, I think it's more of a space issue in here, really.
Yeah.
I've got the workshop crammed with stuff at the moment. I keep getting told off.
So are they making stuff, or could you make stuff that you could sell to raise
Yes.
funds?
Yes, definitely. We're about to start that. We've just got all the kit that we need in the workshop. We'll have to show you the workshop, give you the guided tour. But yeah, so the guys are just starting to make stuff in there now that they can, we could probably sell.
Yeah,
So.
so get a bit of a stockpile for Christmas.
Exactly, that'd be lovely. Yeah, I suppose it's largely you've got the unpredictability.
Yeah.
You've got some guys who then you've got illness and you've got circumstantial change, so you lose them for a few months. Then projects get abandoned, so then they'll pick it up later on. So gets a bit, and there's never 2 days the same ever. Never 2 days around here the same ever at all.
Yeah.
Never know what's going to happen, but it's very worthwhile. Very worthwhile.
Good.
And I'm very proud of our workshop. Actually, that is my favourite room in the whole place. I don't know why, but I love it. I think it's just all the tools.
So the production.
Yes, come and have a look. Come and have a look. Yes, me wobbling on about it.